Hello, community. Welcome back to the Reiki Healing Hope community. I'm so excited for us to share this space today. We're going to do a chakra alignment as well as a pulling session today. So if you're new to the channel, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I love to hear what's going on with you all. I answer all of the comments. And I only ask that if you post something, you're posting something only for the highest vibrational good so that we can maintain this as a safe community. So let's go ahead and get started, as we do in every time we come together. Do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay. It's not a religious prayer, just a prayer to connect us in our individual healing path as well as community. May I take your hand? Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for our highest vibrational good, please connect us as a community. Connect us to the Reiki Masters, the Ascended Masters, Master Jesus, Master Buddha, Master Kutumi. Please connect us to the Archangels, the spirit animals, spirit guides, our lineage, and all for our highest vibrational good only. Please allow us to release any lower vibrational patterns that no longer serve us, situations and people, as well as rooting us down in our individual healing paths and being there for each other as a community. I say all of this, breathing in higher vibrational energy, exhaling, letting something go. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, go ahead and take a deep breath for me. And as you're breathing in, I'm going to go ahead and lift up and release. 2 more. Lift up from your shoulders and release. 1 more. Lift up and release. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So let's just go through and do our Reiki symbols to connect us as a community. I'm going to be doing these on your chakra. So I'm going to start with your root chakra with our first symbol. Continue to breathe deeply here. Navel now with the next symbol. Okay, good job. Coming up now to your solar plexus with the next symbol. Good job. Continue to breathe here, moving up now to your throat with another symbol. And our final symbol in the third eye. Good job. And I'm going to take it to the crown, just putting my hands on your face. Just a gesture of lifting your gaze up. And just saying a little prayer. God, please connect in all little chakras. Amen. Okay, 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more for good luck. Inhale. Exhale. Excellent. So, I'd like to give you something to focus on as we're going through the session. Something that'll allow you to send your energy somewhere. This is Reiki infused within itself. So, as I'm pulling out, if there's something you need to release, feel free to release it into the candle or just to exhale. So right now, just relax and I'll just do all of the work. Okay, pulling, 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 pulling. I'm going to just take the moment to scan your aura, scan your chakras for the community, see what's going on with top of brain. I know right now can be a pretty challenging time that we're going into because Mercury goes into retrograde November 1st, meaning everything that we do that has to do with communication, all of our systems, technology, it's going to be thrown off. And that within itself is going to be frustrating. But if you're curious on why it's thrown off, this is actually what happens. So things externally have a difficult time connecting because this is a time of internal reflection. So, it's not all a bad thing. You may not be able to navigate externally the way you can when Mercury isn't in retrograde, but now as you go into your meditation practice, you're actually supercharged. So this is the time to do the yoga nidras, the lucid dreaming, the active meditations, the connecting to your spirit animal, spirit self, spirit guide, archangels, all of this internal stuff. This is the perfect time to do that and to focus on that, because the idea is that you're going to get some insight in your meditation practice that you wouldn't normally get externally. And if you don't ever take a break to go inside and to see what's going on there, you're going to just be on the same path, never growing, never altering, never, pivoting for the greatest good. You're at this level, you're going forward, but retrogrades give you the opportunity to reflect, to go to this level, so you can go forward now like that. So not all a bad thing, but very frustrating. And I've told you all before, just be realistic. If it takes you 30 minutes to get somewhere, budget an hour, and you're like, oh, that might be crazy, I don't have that time. Well, then be frustrated. That's fine. But I'm just saying that if you don't want to be too shaken up about it, do that. It might be one of those things where you budget an hour now, but you take some work with you so that once you get to the location, you can work on your work or something like that, or, eat in your car or something. So just be mindful and be very gentle. And just speaking on the retrograde there, it's going to start in a water sign and end in a fire sign. So it's going to be starting in Scorpio. It's going to end in Sagittarius. So anything Scorpio is very much so, I call it the we sign, the we. And it's how we do things, how we heal. And when you're working with we, others, and less of being in a group and more of like 1-to-1 or 1 to 2 other people, but more like just we, this connection. This is about healing our deepest wounds and going in and healing those wounds, and those wounds may be really ugly. So anything that have come up in our lives, whether it is from our childhood or recent things, or just things that in general we're feeling a little bit funky about, that's the time to go and reflect that. So as I encourage you all to always have that meditation practice. Of course, you can use our sessions as a part of your meditation practice, or if you don't have time and you just want to absorb, you can use this as your practice. But I just encourage you to take 5 minutes, 10 minutes out of your day. It doesn't feel like a lot, but honestly, after doing it for like 30 days, 60 days, it starts to feel real good. And you're like, whoa, I didn't think that, this is going to feel really good. I'm telling other people and they're looking at me like I'm crazy. Just try to be as consistent and compassionate. Sometimes all you can do is just say a quick prayer and just align yourself and move forward. So pulling out anything, sending it to the transformational flame of Saint Germain and moving forward. I'm so excited. 2 videos ago, we talked about our life path and doing a life path healing. And you all have been telling me what your up to and what you would like to do. And I would love to hear any more updates. I know that things take time, so maybe a realistic update would be in like a year. But just let me know how you're feeling. Any of your thoughts, you can comment that in this video as well. Because I just love to inspire you all. When I do these videos, I myself feel inspired. And the reason why I'm always asking for your comments, they're a little self-serving, but like, it's because I get inspired when I listen to you all. There are people who come to this community who are on their healing journey, and they are going to be healers within themselves in Reiki and maybe even other modalities. There are people who want to start a business. There are people who are healing relationships. Just a lot of higher vibrational work going on that doesn't always come off easy. You know, it's not easy to jump into and learn how to heal and work with this non-visible energy. You know, it's not easy to start your own business. It's not easy to heal a relationship with people that are close to you. These things are not easy. In Mercury and retrograde, specifically in Scorpio, give us the opportunity to pat ourselves on the back for being able to just thug it out through our trauma, being able to, you know, you might be burnt out, but you're taking baby steps, and that is what's beautiful. Less of where you actually get to during this retrograde period and more of like celebrating yourself because you're trying it, that you had the courage to have a difficult conversation with a friend instead of just not trying at all. But the conversation wasn't to be a martyr or to just ruffle feathers. It's like you had a difficult conversation because you finally got something off of your chest, so that things can be balanced, that you're being consistent with your business even if you've hit a rough patch financially, or you don't know where you're going, or you may not be moving as quickly as you want to move. You're just remaining consistent, as well as in your healing journey. Only your healing path, like you might feel like you've taken a step forward and now you're taking some steps back, but just remember that you can just keep on moving forward and keep on moving forward and keep on moving forward, because when you look back at yourself at a year, 5 years, you're going to appreciate the fact that you made it through, as opposed to just kind of crumbled over what happened. And I talk about that often, where, you know, things that happen in our lives, like challenges that happen, one of two things can happen. It can be an opportunity or it can be a trauma, and it's just really how we take it. And one more note to that, who we surround ourselves by. I was talking to a really good friend yesterday about how there are some friendships that are just super easy to have. And I know I've probably talked to us about this before, but there are some people, whether it's friendships, romance, at work, that they're just really loud and they make a lot of fuss and they do all of this, and people give them a lot of attention. And then you have other people who are quiet, they're not hard to work with, they're doing their job and they get less attention. Now, like, reasonably so, you should probably give more attention to the person who is easy to get along with. But our focus is, if it's screaming, if it's yelling, things that are really like fear-based, fear, screaming and yelling, it's not rational. That's what we focus on. So if you're at the point in your life where you want to tackle your fear and you want to be at a point where you're like, hey, I don't want to always jump whenever something's fearful because it's not rational. I'm not, actually being hurt, but it feels real to me. Start to practice it in other ways, like focusing on the easy friendships, focusing on the easy co-workers, focusing on the easy relationships. And by easy, I don't mean, someone that is like, oh, you don't want to be around someone who's challenging you to do better. No, that's higher vibrational. Somebody who is always kind of putting you in drama, or someone who is always very emotionally taxing on you in a way that is not for your highest vibrational good. Release those, let them go, or decide that you're going to have a healing conversation with them so that you can move forward in your path, rather than to be with, to not celebrate the healing that you're going to be having with a friend over here that is super easy to get along with. And it's a difficult conversation. Like when I was talking to this friend, I told them, like, you are an easy friend to be with, and I really enjoy you. We can go through life and give each other space, and it doesn't really matter. But we have other friends who are not easy to be with, and I don't care to build in those friendships anymore, because our time is so finite. If you have 10 friends, that's a lot of friends. I don't think we'll have 10 close friends. But if you have 10 friends and one friend is taking up 90% of your time, and the other nine friends, literally, like if you gave them 10% of your time, they would give you more than this 90%. Why not just switch off? So I'm at that point in my life where I just want to celebrate those who are just feeding me and filling me up, and it allows me, and they make it easy for me to feed them and to fill them up as well. And so it's a beautiful higher vibrational energy, and just listen to the people that just take up too much energy. And it's a habit I've had to break. I can't even look at other people and be like, oh, you're so horrible. It's not that at all. I'm feeding into it. I have a narrative of myself that feeds into it. So it's not their responsibility. It's my responsibility to walk through life and to surround myself by the right people. That's when I talk about taking ownership. And it's a process. It's going to be always and forever an ongoing process. But when you look back at your life, like I said before, a year, 5 months or 5 years, you're going to be like, wow, I really appreciate, these new people that I let walk into my life who are great. A community is just so priceless. It starts by anchoring and rooting ourselves down in who we need to be and who we are. But that community within itself is just such a beautiful thing to have. And if anything, for Reiki Healing Hope, I hope that this creates a community where we can be of support of each other, that when we're commenting, that, we're liking each other's comments, that we're commenting on that for higher vibrational good, that, maybe in a couple of years that we're connecting with each other in more of a physical talking kind of way, and it doesn't necessarily take me to be a part of it, that this is just a safe community for people to come and feel like they can be around people who want to go and be on their higher vibrational journey. And that's just really what my intention is, to create a community here. And I just, I'm going to continue to create these videos for forever YouTube lets me to do it. And I'm just excited about those who are on this journey. And I want to, send a special shout out to those who have been consistent in our community, who comments, who talks and shares their journey, because I know it can be a little scary to share what you have going on or what you're doing with the internet, especially in this like virtual YouTube world. I know in a lot of other people's videos, people can get very negative, can be very combative, can be very, hurtful. And so just to put yourself out there already in your experience is a very heroic thing to do, and to be consistent at that. I mean, you go, like, yeah, you're doing it, you're doing a great job. And a shout out to those who help, and help financially as well, all those who donate to the channel. I so appreciate that. It helps me be able to go and just increase the experience. You don't have to hear, from my old mic anymore. You get to hear from a better mic, or I can go and sorry about that, I got excited. I can go and buy more tools and get more things and share in this experience. And so just us being a community together really matters. And it's less about how many people who are in the community and more about that the quality of the people in our community. So if you're in our community, that you participate, that you're seeing what's going on, you're seeing other people's stories, you're sharing your stories, you are the right people to be here. And I just want you to know that you have so much beauty coming forward, and to take whatever message you want to take from this, as well as your own intuition, and use it as a backbone to go forward in whatever your passions and your path are. I know, even for myself, that chasing certain dreams can be super difficult, because we live in a time where it's like, if it's not perfect now, why are you gonna chase it? Or if you can't see the full vision now, why are you gonna chase it? But I'm a person that leads with dreams and visions. So even if I don't know where it's gonna go, just the fact that it makes me feel like I'm moving forward in my life, I'm gonna do it. And I'm just sharing kind of like my own journey right now. I'm making the decision, or I've made the decision, that I'm going to continue my education and go into a doctoral program. But it's difficult sharing that sometimes, because it may not, I don't know the full vision. I don't know what it's going to come of. I don't know what it's gonna do, but I guess in me sharing what I'm doing, I know that it's an opportunity that I can't give up. I have it fully paid for, so who doesn't want a program paid for? And I already have my master's degree, so that's going to contribute into it. So cut the time. It's only going to take me 2 years. I have to sign a 2-year agreement after that to stay where I'm at, so that I don't have to pay it back. But I'm like, when I look over my life, I'm going to really appreciate that I took that time to go through that program to, not just stay here, but go up. But sometimes it's hard explaining to other people, like, hey, this is what I want to do. And it's like, well, is it practical, X, Y, and Z? So I'm right there with you all. And it's a time of will with Uranus and Taurus. It's going to be that way for 7 years. You have to have gratitude and will, and less of Scorpio, which is if somebody's loud and shouting and like, like, don't focus on that. You got to focus on consistency, focus on your goals, focus on what it is you want. So I'm going to give you some homework like I always do. And I do the homework. I try to do like so much more than what I'm asking you to do, just to, hold myself accountable. But your homework is to sit and write a plan out, a plan for your vision, whatever your vision is. You can have every little detail, or it can just be very big. It could be 5 things. I want to start a business for X, Y, and Z. And then I want that business to be able to offer services. And then I want my clientele to grow to X, Y, and Z. I just want you to write an outline. And then after you write a simple outline, I want you to break it down into tasks that you can actually execute, and just leave it alone. Pick it up the next day and see if it still feels right to you. Just give yourself a vision, so that if you feel a little wobbly right now as you're going into your purpose path, that you have a vision, that you have a roadmap, that you're like, okay, anxiety or depression or fear might be creeping in, but you can creep on in, but I got this roadmap. So, oh wow. So I hope you all enjoyed our session today. I love talking to you all and just sharing the experience. I want to again say thank you so much for allowing me to facilitate these healing experiences, as well as to share my experience too. I am healing just as much as you all are healing. And continue to like, comment, and subscribe. I cannot wait to talk to you all tomorrow. So until next time, let's go ahead and disconnect ourselves. Okay. Okay, 3 deep breaths while I disconnect myself. Thank you, God. 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 Okay. And let's take a breath together and give me your hands. Let's do this. Inhale. Exhale, walking into our future. Beautiful. So if no one has said it to you today, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I love you. I'm excited for what you have going on. Do your homework, write down that path, and just comment and let me know what's going on. So until next time, take care of yourself and follow your dreams. Naysayers, who cares? Follow your dreams.